Okay, so now we're going to talk about this word problem. So in 1980, remember that? Way back when. The average cost of a woman's haircut was $13. What? Do you know how much I paid for a haircut recently? It was like $60. But that's my friend. He's a hairdresser. Okay. By 2010, the average cost of a woman's haircut was $46. Then we could use 2019. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let X represent the number of years since 1980. So if we say X is the number of years since 1980, what year is X this year? Like 2019 would be what? Yeah. How many years is that after 1980? 39. Yeah, 39. 39 years. Whoa. Okay, if 013 represents 1 point, state another point. So they're saying 2010. How many years after 1980 is 2010? 30 years. What's the average? And then the average haircut is $46. Does everybody see how I got that X and Y? This is $46 in the year 2010. Translates to that, okay? Now we want to write a linear equation that approximates the cost of a woman's haircut, Y, in a given year, X. So they already defined the variables. The cost is Y, and the years is X. What do you think we need to identify first? In order to write this equation, we need to figure out the what? If we have 2 points, we can calculate the slope. Do I have the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept? Yeah, this is right here. This is the y-intercept. This is our starting value. So if we calculate the slope, and I have my points 0, 13, and 30, 46, here we have x1, y1, x2, y2. How do I calculate the slope? I'm going to take 46 minus 13 over 30 minus 0. What is 46 minus 13? 33 over 30. Now, if I divide those two numbers, 33 divided by 30 tells me the slope is 1.1. What does that actually mean, 1.1? In the context, what does the slope in the context mean? Yes, every year the cost increases because there's an implied 1, and that's the number of years, right? That's 1 year. The cost increases $1 and how much change? 10 cents. Okay, I asked you that specifically so I wouldn't hear you say, 1 penny or something. Okay, so the equation then would be y equals mx plus b, right? Okay, what's the m is 110, or 1.1, sorry, plus what's b? It's actually $13 because that's where we started from. Remember, whenever x is 0, y equals b, because we have this point 0b is the y-intercept. So that's the starting value. C says, identify the y-intercept of the equation. Interpret the meaning of the y-intercept in the context. I already just told you, what's the y-intercept? 0, 13. What does that mean? Yeah, in 1980, which was year 0, that's the beginning of time, right? The woman's haircut cost $13 on average. Or some other flowery way of saying that. Identify the slope of the equation and interpret the meaning. Well, actually, we already did that. What's the slope? The slope is $1.10, and we already said that above. This means the average women's haircut increases $1.10 per year. And now the most interesting question is, next year in 2020, how much will a woman's haircut cost? So how would we actually figure that out using our equation? What is X equal to in the year 2020? How many years from 1980 is that? 40 years. X equals 40 is much easier than X equals 39 to do the calculation, right? So we go Y equals $1.10 times 40 plus our starting value of $13. I think that is, what is that? $44 plus 13. Is that true? 40, because in the year 2020, that's 40 years after 1980. And I think I did the math correct. Okay, how much should average woman's haircut cost? $57. In 2020, the average women's haircut costs $57. Actually, my friend went someplace that she paid $85 for a haircut. I know. I get a good deal because my friend is a hairdresser. So that's why. All right. Any questions on that?